Our packs we're going to use are these two here. My wife's 75-liter pack, and it's a Kelty brand, and then mine is a Swiss Gear. I'm not sure what the liter on the size. It's probably a 60 or above. It might be a 70 or 75 as well. There's a lot lighter packs. These packs probably approaching 4 to 5 pounds each. But we're not going that far on this little trip, and these are the biggest ones we have to haul in quite a bit of stuff. And again, we're not trying to do lightweight backpacking. We're going to pull what gear we can and just see how it works. We did this trip a few years back, and we were way overloaded for what we were staying. We're only staying one night, so we're going to keep it kind of simple, and then we'll go on step by step on what we're actually taking on this trip. Like I said, the gear that we've got is some of it's somewhat cheap gear, some of it's we've spent a little more money for, probably more than we need to, but this is just a hodgepodge of some of the stuff we're using and trying out. So I'm going to go through this. You'll see right here, from here over is what's going into my wife's backpack. From here over this way is going to go into mine. So we're going to go through step by step on what we've got in there. Starting off, got an inflatable pillow here, another pillow here, and another pillow here. That's a preference that I do like a lot of pillows. So, and then I'm carrying a ribs pack. I'm not going to tell you what everything that goes in it. That basically is going to be most of my camera gear. So this is just what we're carrying. It's not going to include some personal items and maybe like my camera gear. I'm not going to get into that. I have a hex tarp just in case it looks like it might rain. I can put this up. It's fairly light. It's worth having just in case you have a little shower that comes through. We are going to go in luxury since we're going only about a little less than a mile in. So we're taking chairs. This is a REI camp chair. I think it weighs about a little over 2 pounds. This is my pad, a Nemo. It has a self pump built into that. Moving on over. Now our tent is a lot larger than what most people would carry backpacking. This is it's over 5 pounds. It's a Marmot Limelight 3P, and like I said, we just like it's comfy. It has a lot of room in there, but it's going to be a big weight consideration. But like I say, we're not going that far, so I'm not too worried. Moving on back up, I'm carrying in just a Walmart sleeping bag. It compresses down pretty small. It can work as a pad if I need to. Moving on out, we've got I'm just using one of these little lights here that inflates out, and it's a solar power. That will be the one we use inside the tent. This here is just basically it's a piece of tarp that we've cut down. This is to lay on the ground if it's wet. That way we can have a place to assemble your stuff without having to get on the ground. We'll get to the cook set here in a minute, but right here we have a battery pack that we're bringing. Keep our phones charged or whatever we might need to keep charged up. Just some extra stuff. Back on, this is the match. We have matches and lighters in here, and a little pack to light fire, little lint pack in there to start a fire. Now when we're going, they say there's a burn ban. We're hoping they may lift that. We may have a shower in the morning before we go. We're hoping they'll lift that. If they do that, we'll have a fire, but other than that, we'll be using our stove. This is a little set here. It has a spoon and a fork, and we're going to use that. It has the extra long, that way you can get into the backpack meals. Moving on around, this is a flashlight that I have here. It's really powerful, and it's really small. It's an Olight, and I'm just gonna have that as my light. Multi-tool, not sure how handy that'll be, but it's always good to have one of those with you. And we have a rain poncho. We're not expecting rain, but maybe when we first start off, but we have that. You never know, especially in the East Coast. And the OTP, you gotta have that. And then into our cook set here. I will open that up for you and I'll show you that. Okay, and the cook set inside basically have this. This is aluminum. You can get titanium, but we're definitely not up to that kind of camping, and the weight is not that big of a deal. We've got our fuel in here, and then we have a little generic made in China pocket rocket stove in here. I've never seen one. They're really neat. It just folds down inside of here, and that's your stove. And it has a lighter on the side of that. And I don't remember what that cost, but I think they're relatively inexpensive. I think it was less than 10 bucks. Maybe more than that, but it wasn't near as expensive as the name brand ones. So that's what we've got in the cook set. Okay, that was what I showed you there, was basically all the stuff that I'm going to have in my backpack. And then moving on around, this is what my wife is going to have in her backpack. And we'll start off. It's more or less the same thing. Her actual sleeping setup, she has it's like a sleeping bag liner with a blanket in there. It's in this compression package here. That's what she preferred to use. She has a headlamp here. She's going to carry most of our food stuff, so we'll get into that in a minute. And she's got an inflatable pillow here. We're going to use these tongs because we're worried that we're not going to, either way, we either have a fire or we're going to have to cook over our stove because they have a burn ban currently where we're going. And then this is a pack cover. Moving on down, she has a portable chair. Hers is a generic one, a little heavier than the one I have. I showed you over here, the REI one. This one, I think, it's a Walmart brand. Moving on around, she has, her pad is a Big Agnes Double Z. Hers is a little thicker than mine, but it does make a little more noise. Moving on around, a couple pillows, and then this is the inflatable pillow. Necessity here, and then we have a few things hygienic wise, and then off if we have some bug problems. She's got the hot hands just in case. It's going to get down about 54 the morning we get out. So that's about it. She does also have the poncho. And we'll go over the food now. Like I say, we're going to do kind of strange. First, as we're going in, we're going less than a mile. We just have canned goods for the first night. We have we've got beans, and then we've got green beans. And then we've got, we're going to have a kielbasa type sausage we're going to take with us. And we'll just pack it in there with the blue ice. And that'll be our first night. We are going to go with the morning with the packaged meals. We've done the Mountain House. These breakfasts. And then we've got our coffee cups. And we're going to do coffee in the morning. And we found that this milk here, you can buy it, and it doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it. So we're taking that to cream down our coffee a little bit and have luxury coffee on the trail. So that's our breakfast pack. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna get all that stuff in there, and then once we pack it all up, I'll show you what it looks like when it's in the packs. So here you are. Here's our packs packed fully up, and you'll see this is my wife's, and this here's mine. And this is that ribs pack that I'm going to be wearing on the front of me. That's going to have my camera gear and things in it. Right now I just have my camera attached to the front, and I also have this solar light that's attached there. That way I can get some sun on the way in. Over here on the side is where we'll be putting our water. We'll have one bottle here on this side, and another bottle over here on this side here. Also on mine, we'll see water on this side and also on the other side right over here. And pretty much that's it. That's the way we were packed up. And if you want to check out my other video where we actually go hiking, go ahead and check that out.